But then we go to finish position. And here in RotoTracker, what it will do, I have to set it to GPPs because I do play, because it's just 100-man contest, which also includes double ups and stuff like that. So I go to GPPs. And it'll analyze how many entries finished in the top X percent. So these are 10% buckets. We go to 1% buckets because most of the payout is in the 1%. Okay? So like my finish position this year in top 1% is 2.2%. Obviously the number of entries is lower because I'm playing like only 5 entries a night, right? Because I'm playing the single entry 3 max. If you're playing 150 entries, you get a lot more sample size, a lot more lineups. So you can see here in my 33 days of playing that if you're getting a larger portion than your fair share, that's where your equity lies. Mm-hmm. So you want to see less in obviously under the pay line, which in GPPs is at least under 25%. Mm-hmm. So anything that you see from like finishing position like 22 to 25% and below is technically the same amount of money. But you're looking primarily at the top end. So we see here, like, what was your finishing position percentage for the top 1%?
1.3%.
Right, and mine is 2.2%. But it's also, but that's reflected in the results because I did come in first and second in 2 single entry GPPs.
And they're vastly different GPP types as well.
Right, of course. So if you have a top 1% finish, now top 1% finish in, let's say, a 500 person GPP means the top 5. If you're playing a 50,000 person GPP, a top 1% finish is in the top 500. Now we know in large field GPPs, it's like 100,000 to first, 40,000 to second, 20,000 to third. By the time you get to 10th place, it's not even barely 1,000. So 500th place is like a 3x maybe, right? But it still counts as a top 1% finish based on that contest. So a lot of the difference between coming in 10th and coming in first is variance of like of so little. So what you're doing by looking at these screens is, have I placed more than my fair share of lineups in the top 1% and don't have the top finish to show for it? Because really that's all you're doing in GPPs is building lineups that give yourself the opportunity to win. Realizing that win, that's variance. That's up in the air. You can't control one basket, one bucket. Guy gets into foul trouble, blowout. The last 5 minutes of the game. Oh, I'm in 12th place and I'm 7 points behind third. And third is 10 grand, and 10th and 12th is 700. And the game blew out. I didn't get there. And you look and you have 3 guys from the game, and it's like all I need is 7 points. Right? And then I need another 7 to win. And it doesn't happen, but that shows up as a top 1% finish. So really you're looking at where do your lineups lie to judge your process, not your results. Because you could get lucky the other way. Like if I'm up in GPPs and my top 1% finish rate is 0.4%, right? That means you built a lot of lineups that did not get the opportunity to win, and you just got lucky in one of them, and now you have $100,000, and you probably weren't playing well, right?
Probably won't have the $100,000 for too long.
Right, you won't have it for too long. But of course, we're just looking at a 33 slate sample size. Now, this is based on this, like what I'm showing on the screen is I'm playing primarily single entry 3 max. Now, let me take off the 2021. So let me go for my entire NBA playing career, if you want to call it. And let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this includes all the large field GPP play and everything like this. So now my top 1% finish is 1.4%. But I also have a lot in this high from the 22% range on, more than my fair share, and a lot of on the cash line. But this still shows that I still probably play a little too much projection and not enough leverage, right? Like I'm more likely, I'd rather have this line be up more and these lines be down more than how flat they are here. This is still profitable play. Like we're still looking, obviously, you know, I've $177,000 profit in NBA over this time period. But so it's still profitable play, but it's not the most profitable play. If you look at this and you see a lot more, you're getting more of your fair share down here and not enough up there, then your results probably show that you're negative. And if your results don't show that you're negative, that means you've gotten on a very good side of variance. So really, what this finishing position screen shows in RotoTracker, if you get it, is more of the byproduct of variance. Are you on the good side or bad side of variance? Because if you're on the good side of variance, that means that you could be playing poorly. And if you're on the bad side of variance, it could mean that you're playing well and it's just not showing.